Right.
The avatar on.
So, a while ago.
Alright. Oh shit. Camera on. Go get that.
I was complaining about this game. And I had a very big argument, in fact, with all the people in the game when I was telling them how bad it was. Let's see. You can't see it because I'm in the way, which is sort of annoying. Right, where's my ranting?
I'm out in the wilderness now. It's getting a bit better. Occasionally. When things load in. What the fucking shit is that?
It doesn't seem to be. I'm sure it was green.
We're compiling shaders whilst I'm trying to get to where I'm going to in the open world, and I'm going to be attacked by whatever the fuck that massive thing was that I just saw before this happened. This is going to be something. Oh, and I'm dead! Amazing!
Yeah. It was bad. It was clearly a scam.
Wow.
I don't know what's going on on YouTube right now. It doesn't seem to want to play my videos very well.
The start.
Oh,
I have no clue what the game is about. Agreed.
Oh, here we go.
Why? The sprint feature at the mount sucks. Why has he put a fucking positive review? I feel lost in the game. Crafting. I love crafting games. It seems like the most important aspect of an MMO, but this game seems like it has a good craft system, but there's so many holes in it right now. Bottom line, I really can't wait to try this game again in months from now. So he's giving it a positive review because he hopes it's going to be good.
So yeah, Copium. So many people. I wanted it to be good. I really did. And it wasn't. And now it's going to shut down completely. And to be honest, right, I mean, let's have a look at how it was at the beginning, right? I don't know if this is going to be the right thing. No, I don't think it is. Or maybe 9 years ago. Yeah, okay. That seems like the right one. So they're pre-alpha footage. I remember looking at this and thinking, wow, that's amazing. This game's going to be great. It did not look like this. At all. At all. 200,000 views. People were excited. Look at all that. Oh, that's nice, isn't it? Isn't that pretty? Look at all that. Yep. Wow. It's got nice graphics and everything, you've got falling leaves there. All of that. Wow. Oh dear. Yeah, and then what happened? It was all a lie. I did say somewhere in my VOD that I was like, yeah, it's a scam. It was. I was right. This is 19 minutes, it's a bit long. Co-carnage is always good. How long is this? 32 minutes? It gets worse. Oh my god. It can get worse. It's too long, I need shorter videos. This is shady. It is a bit. That's 15 minutes, that's not so bad. That's 8 minutes. 8 minutes I can do, let's do that.
Intrepid has a unique history. On one side, there's a level of financial independence that is not predicated, that has not historically been predicated on our engagement within the investing ecosphere of gaming. Here we go.
Are we completely out of money? Are we broke, Dad?
Yes. Yep. Yep, they certainly are. Well, he's not. He's run off into the sunset with loads of fucking money. Everyone else is poor.
No, we're not broke.
We're not broke, chat. You heard it here first. We're still going.
The Steam launch will be terrible.
That
It's
didn't
all
age well,
coming
did
to
it?
an end. Coming to an end.
That did not age well.
I think that the traditional way of making MMOs seems to not work anymore.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I mean, playing Star Wars Galaxies back in the day before WoW came out, and then WoW, that was a time where you did not have a lot of choice as a PC gamer, especially when it came to MMOs, because like 2 MMOs existed. Well, maybe like 3 or 4, but not very many. And the ones that did exist before that were very gatekeepy, like stupidly hard, kind of hardcore, sort of instant deaths and permadeaths and shit like that. And you'd have to basically play 24/7 to get anywhere. Star Wars Galaxies was a bit like that, but not as much as games previous to that. And then WoW came out and is very accessible, and you didn't have any like punishments for dying and stuff like that. So everyone flocked to that, and because it was Blizzard, which at the time was like the hero of the gaming industry. Now, obviously, not so much. But back then, I mean, they made Diablo 2 and the cinematics and that and everything. It was amazing. So yeah, back then people had faith in Blizzard, and when they brought out the MMO, Warcraft, obviously, World of Warcraft, everyone was, on board. I mean, even me, I was a massive Star Wars fan, so Star Wars Galaxies was great, but I mean, SOE did ruin that game massively, and that's a whole different conversation. But everyone that played PC games played World of Warcraft when it came out, pretty much. I would say like probably, I don't know, like 90%. It was crazy. And that worked at the time because you didn't have... there were already worlds set up where people had made friends online, like Star Wars Galaxies and other MMOs. But also, apart from that, there wasn't massive social media environment. There wasn't a lot going on, apart from like MySpace and shit like that. So the one way for people to connect and talk in game was on the internet was MMOs. So it was a different world. I mean, if they made a game exactly like WoW Classic, but updated and different and not Blizzard, I think people would play it, yeah, but it wouldn't be as big a hit as it was back then. I think because of circumstances. I think circumstances have changed somewhat, quite a lot. Yeah, so no, I don't think the old MMO formula really works anymore. I completely agree. But I don't know what could replace it. You'd have to have... I mean, I liked the idea of a big open world and being able to do what you want. That was always good. Even Mortal Online, I thought was good for that, in the sense that you could do anything. But that went back to the previous to Star Wars Galaxies kind of MMOs that were unbelievably hardcore. Like, you get killed and people steal all your stuff, and that's that. Which is, yeah. I mean, it's fun and it is interesting, but the people who have time to be able to invest into that are the ones that win. If you have unlimited free time, a game like that's amazing because you can become basically God. But if you don't, then you're fucked, pretty much. So yeah, different times. I might actually go back to Mortal Online, but yeah, the freedom is nice, but there has to be a way. I don't know what the answer is. I'm going to be honest. I have no idea. Anyway.
I don't know if traditional MMOs are ever going to be a thing again. Maybe there's like a middle ground that people can explore to kind of bring that back. But it's really hard, especially after all these failures. It's hard to see that coming back. And unless there's a big one in stealth somewhere, like I don't think we're going to be seeing any new ones anytime soon. 10 years ago, I felt the exact same way I do today, which is I'd love a new MMO. And it's been 10 years and I feel the exact same way. But basically, a lot of people like me were like, okay, let's see what you got. I think I was a 250, 500 backer.
I was excited about it.
And I think what happened at that point is a lot of us kind of just kept getting the updates in the mail, kind of followed along with it. And for the last 8 years,
things,
9 years.
Brilliant.
It's just been making
the reveals at the beginning.
slow progress. Very slow progress. And on top of that, there's been multiple times when the progress has not really been in the great directions. And I'm actually I read the subreddit all the time, so I kind of keep a pulse of what changes are working, what aren't. There's been huge schisms in like the PvP player base versus the kind of casual, and it's gotten a little bit, especially in the later years, a little more salty in there. Cut to more recently, they announced that they're releasing an early access on Steam.
It's even worse than that now. Let's just pull that up real quick. Store page. Ooh. 10% of the reviews are positive. I mean, I don't know who's doing a positive review about a game that's literally shutting down and has rug pulled everyone and taken all their money. Maybe the people who are rug pulling, perhaps. But yeah. Anyway.
For the majority of AOC people was one of the bigger red flags that they could do, because they had made it very clear in the past that they were not going to be doing anything like that. The idea of charging for the unfinished product was not good. They had a set amount of goals they wanted to meet before deployment like that. And then it comes out, and that was not long ago at all. So the game comes out on Steam, really negative reviews for good reasons, but apparently it's selling and it's chugging along. So then everything is kind of moving along, and then last night we are told some real big bombshells.
Now, if this doesn't yell scam at you in your face, I don't know what does. I can make a limited statement in my personal capacity and not on behalf of the company regarding the situation. He's the main dude. I don't know. Anyway, control of the company shifted away from me. Did it? To who? And the board began directing actions that I could not ethically agree with or carry out. What board? Where's the board? I thought it was just you and some other people that were ex-WoW devs that wanted to make an MMO that would be good. So, don't know about that. Yeah, couldn't ethically agree with. Chose to resign because he couldn't deal with the ethics. Following those departures, the board made the decision to issue WARN Act notices to proceed with a mass layoff. So, I'm assuming WARN means that you're warning people that they're going to lose their jobs. That's my guess. I cannot responsibly speak to further details at this time due to ongoing legal blah 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 bullshit. Why are people give it? Is it because it's on fire? So they did a fire, yeah, emoji, or maybe clown, I think is the most accurate one. Just a little tick there. So many gullible retards, I swear. Actually, that they were thinking that this was fine. What could go wrong? Anyway, yeah, so disappointing.
Greg Griffin said Ashes of Creation is falling apart. Oh, no, that's not true. It's already completely fallen apart. It's gone. It's dead.
Yeah, true.
Unfortunately, it is gone. AOC is DOA. Yep. Bad leadership is what it looks like. It looks like what happened is that the leadership was not only not transparent with the team.
I mean, it is. But I also think that it might have been intended this way, because I don't know how you could create a product that is that bad and not expect it to be a scam, and not intend it to be a scam. I mean, when I first played it, and I realized they spent 10 years at least making the game, and that was it. I mean, I've made. I've attempted to make games literally with zero knowledge, and if I had a team of people, or we had a team of people who knew what they were doing, you could make a game like that. I would say in a couple of years, at the most. There wasn't much to it at all. I mean, okay, maybe there's probably a lot more content that I didn't see, but it was just shit. I mean, 10 years for that is insane to me. I mean, it could be a money thing, but I think Steve's doing all right now for money. Right, let's continue.
But also was doing things behind the scenes where it sounds like in their mind they thought it was fine, but in reality it really wasn't. And what I mean by that is, like, apparently at one point they decided that to keep the project going, they should cede control of it, and didn't tell anyone, apparently. And then it turns out the people they ceded control to, they had ethical differences with, which was, that's another, and then essentially he quit and cut and ran. So, well, I say cut and ran. We don't know if he's run yet, but he certainly has cut.
He's
so we
absolutely
know the cutting is there, but we don't know about the running yet. That's a shame. I was looking forward to AOC. Dude, I was a Kickstarter backer of AOC. I think there was a time when that MMO really could have been the next big thing. But I think, and this is all just me guessing, but from the looks of it, at some point during development, they learned that they were not going to be able to finish the game, and that and then when that was kind of fundamentally learned, they started making some really shady decisions. And what I mean by that is, man, it is starting to look really, really bad about
that they had the ambition to do it, but not the skills, perhaps. Or the money and the skills, I don't know. That's an option. I don't know. I think it's either that or it was always a scam. It's one of the two.
About this play to Steam, like the fact that the project crashed as quickly as it did means that there was probably a lot more stuff going on behind the scenes for a longer period of time, and the fact that the game released on Steam, sold a bunch of copies, and then the day before they had to pay the rest of their team on the 30th, and that's also the day they got their Steam payment, they cut the team the next day. So the optics of this are disgusting. The optics of this are
screams scam, I think.
It is horrible.
Just a bit.
It is horrible. Yeah, it's a bad look. I mean, we don't know all the details yet, but it's a bad look.
How many details do we need to know?
I think probably the biggest issue here, and this is where things really get complicated, because here's, as many will tell you, I love game dev, and I do my best to fight for the side of the game dev.
But you can't just be on the dev side because they're a dev. You can't. I mean, Ko's great. I'm not saying that he's wrong. He's right most of the time. But I would say that you can't be biased either way for anything like this. You can't go, oh, but I'm normally on the side of devs. No, I'm on the side of whoever's right. And I don't care if they're a dev or not. Doesn't matter.
Reason that there's like some good reason to really, some good truth in there about something, I'll try to find it and I'll try to fight for it. When this project started, I think that it was a project that they really wanted to succeed and that they wanted to make work. But I cannot in good conscience say, after the Steam thing and then this message, dude, at some point this became a scam. At some point, a decision was made, and the project flipped from being like, we're going to try to get this MMO out, to we need to get as many finances recouped as possible.
Yeah. I think I think what makes most sense is they started off with the bright ambitions. They really wanted to make the next big MMO that would beat World of Warcraft and everything else. And then they realized that they can't. They don't have the technical expertise, they don't have the money, whatever it was. Probably a combination of lots of things. Or they didn't have the time. I think when you spent 10 years on a game and it looks like it did after 10 years, I think that's time to fucking quit. Just give up. And the fact they've put so much money into it, I mean, I know Steven Sharif well. Allegedly, he put a lot of his own money into it. So I think them going live on Steam just before everything got fucked off, they fired everyone, and then the company basically liquidated into nothingness. I think that was just to recoup the money. I mean, duh, obviously it was. So, I mean, I would say that is a scam. I mean, it is, isn't it? I don't think it was supposed to be, but it turned up being. And that guy, that bald guy, who used to always say copium a lot, yep, he was right. I find it strange that nobody's going back and mentioning that guy, because, yep, he was right. I remember he had a big crash out about it at some point, didn't he? Yeah, but he was spot on, apparently.
And the part here that is so unfortunate is it's like, was that before the decision was to go to Steam?
No.
Was the whole
absolutely
plan
it was.
to launch on Steam so they then
100%.
would not have to pay back Kickstarter backers and could get a last-ditch amount of money? All of this starts to get real dark, and it's the kind of thing where it's like,
There's no way it wasn't.
Are we making sure Steven is like staying in the country? I confirmed this with my chat today, and I don't know if this has changed. And if someone in chat, please tell me if this is different. From what I understand, at no point until yesterday had Steven ever been public about the company going away from under his umbrella in any capacity. So if I'm understanding this right, his message last...
I could be wrong, but I think they did mention it, like, I don't know, like a year or so ago, that they had to change the sort of configuration of control. I might be wrong about that. I wonder if there's anything in the comments about it. There's got to be something. Okay, yeah. All right. Yeah, I thought it was. Yeah. Okay, it was quite a long time ago then. So yeah, he, according to this guy, sold off lots of stock and then wasn't the main shareholder anymore. So okay.
Last night was the first time anyone heard that he no longer controlled the company. He actually put up, the guy's name is Steven Sharif. He actually did put up a reply, I think on the Discord, and when somebody was asking for more information, he basically said, you will get more information in the court filings. So I guess that means either he is going after the board or the board is going after him, one or the other. So I guess we'll see what's going on there. But yeah. I mean, we need all the before we start like really assigning blame, we need all the details, and we don't have all the details. That needs to be said first. So I again, it just bad on not good on worse. It just keeps getting worse. So we'll see. I mean, there's a world where Steven goes public and says, no, the game didn't actually come out. We're still refunding all the Kickstarters, et cetera, et cetera. There's a world where, you know, maybe we just don't have the info and maybe he really did get screwed by people that, you know.
There's no world where that's going to happen.
This is the part of the discussion where we say we need the details and we don't have the details. And that's important to mention. So, but I'm sure we'll find out soon. I mean, considering they're going to be telling us through court filings what's going on, I'm assuming that means it's going to be public and probably pretty nasty. What's also really strange is, who is the board? Like, we have the name of, like, a literal person that was convicted of fraud that he gave the company to, and it's just like, is that the board? Did he, like, what is happening? It's so strange. I don't know. It's such a weird situation. And then it makes it even weirder because if it turns out the board is just him and his, I don't know, his business partner, friend, I'm not sure who it is, but it was like him and one other person. If it does turn out that the board is just him and this other person who worked for the company, then is he really trying to legitimately say that the other person is who forced the company to shut down when he was part of the company? That makes no sense either. So that, like, all of the options we have right now don't really make sense if you think about it. So I don't know. But yeah, TLDR, and the last thing I'm going to say on it, it is one of the messiest project conclusions we've seen in a long time.
Yeah. It reminded me of Chronicles of Ilaria or whatever. That was a bit crazy. That was a massive scam as well. It looked like it would be really good, and then it wasn't. Let's see. Was it Ilaria? Yeah. The MMO that never existed. Yep. It's very familiar to this. I'm not gonna lie. Is there a very short video on it? 9 minutes. Okay. Oh, that's playtest footage. Oh my. Yeah. So, Chronicles of Illyria was a game that they were promising for ages. They said it was going to be amazing. There's going to be like a heritage thing in it. It's going to have everything an RPG sort of MMO gamer would want in a game, in a sort of medieval context. But it turned out to be a scam and they stole everyone's money. So it seems very similar to that, to be honest. It does seem very, very, very similar. And I honestly didn't think anyone would have the balls to try it again after Chronicles of Valeria, but here we are. I guess they did. Crazy. Actually crazy. Yeah, so to conclude, all the annoying little nerds that were whinging at me when I was saying that their game was shit, guess what? You were wrong, and I was right. Losers.